4 getting absolute muscle there. At turn 1, that was an absolute disaster.
Oh, he spun!
Oh no! That's massive for Adam!
All over the rear bumper of Spin, mate. These guys are hitting each other like nothing we've ever seen before.
G pulls out to the outside. Here we go again.
86 there. He's going to go for a move here. The 2 Ferraris in front of him.
G went wide. G's
Oh!
Oh, the contact.
Oh, massive contact there.
This is going to be an incredible finish for these two.
The speed, the overspeed happening. They're going to go 3 wide into
Oh.
turn 1.
There's contact there from Tracy that comes through on the way in. He tries to retrace and gets his way.
Shoved out wide. Oh, huge contact.
This is fantastic. On the outside though in turn 1.
As he chucks it down the inside anyway. What is this? Oh my gosh! What a move from GTR!
Hello everybody, welcome back to Sector 1. My name is Lenocis, and we're here tonight for the Sector 1 Community Series. And we're here at Laguna Seca for round 4 of the Sector 1 Community Series here tonight. And my name is Lenocis, as I said, and joining me in the commentary box tonight is Carbonboy. How are we doing tonight, Carbonboy?
I'm doing all right, all things considered. Not exactly up there in pace with these guys that I've been practicing with so far this evening.
Yeah, but tonight it's a 10-minute qualifying followed by 2 20-minute races, and we're getting quite accustomed to this format here tonight. So a couple of new faces as well tonight that we're seeing around, and yeah, I mean, a lot of familiar faces as well, but going to be interesting as always to see who shows up for tonight and shows their A game. As we also know, we have a couple of team owners watching on for potential main game spots at this point in the championship. So always interesting with our community series. Should be a good night of racing here tonight with lots of variability up and down the field. So looking forward to it. And we should be looking to start qualifying any minute now by the looks of things. Are you going to be clicking that big red button, Carbonboy?
The button is once again orange and it has been clicked.
Okay. Okay, and we are a go on the 10-minute qualifying here at Laguna Seca for the Community Series once again. As these guys make their way out on track. And it's Tim Drags, who's overtaken Carbonboy there. I'm not too sure what's going on there, Carbonboy. Just taking a bit of a breather on the side of the track there, I am guessing. And we see a couple of people. We have Bumcrack, who won the race here in Division 3 last time out, last Sunday. And we have just behind him another familiar name, although he wasn't here last time out. It is Killer on the Loose. And fourth on track is a newcomer. I don't think we've ever seen this guy before. Boggs IR. He's sporting the CP colours tonight. And just behind him on track, it's John 27 TCT running the Brocchio 5 sim racing car. And a new guy as well, we have MP6 on the road, Kiwi Wolf in the Green Beacon entry in tonight's race. Just behind him is, once again, another new entry. Never seen this guy before. Madrick, 1972, and he's in the Respawn Esports entry tonight. And just behind him, we have our resident comms box driver, sporting his own team colours with the orange wheels, of course. It is Carbonboy. And just behind him, the last but not least driver out on grid is Levenspiel 29 in the Blacklight Ammo car. I believe Woody was supposed to be here tonight, our one of our Division 1 drivers. However, he ran into a couple of issues tonight with his PlayStation and is out of tonight's race. So, watching these guys come through in their first flying lap, we have Tim Drags. He's coming into the final sector now, and rounds the penultimate corner. And towards the final corner now he goes. Looks like he gets a good exit on the power. Heads up towards the start-finish line. And what's it going to be? Crosses the line, a 1:22 flat for his first flying lap. Bumcrack just after him is 1.1 seconds down. Killer will be the next one to cross the line. Slops himself into P3. Boggs IR overtakes Killer. There, John next up into P6 is all he can do. Kiwi into 8th. Carbonboy goes 6th, and then Levenspiel up into he's yet to set a lap time, I should say. Approaching the final corner momentarily in the Blacklight Ammo Genesis. Approaches the final turn, gets the car turned in on the power, and looks like he's nailed that exit. Let's see what the lap time's going to be. It looks like it's going to be slightly down. Potentially a mistake somewhere on that lap, but it's good enough for P7 at the moment for Levenspiel. As Tim Drags leads the way with a second over Madrick, and he is purple again. 4.5 tenths to the good for Tim Drags. As he approaches the final corner, gets the car turned in on the power, and he will cross the line to make it a 1:21.9. So can't quite improve as much as he would have liked to improve, but still a decent lap. And Bumcrack goes to P2, 9 tenths off Tim Drags. And John, 27 TCT, goes into P1 with a 1:21.4 as Carbonboy improves to P8 as well. Next to come up will be Levenspiel, approaching the final corner now. As he comes into the corner, gets the car turned in on the power early. And on his approach to the start-finish line, what's it going to be? A 1:23, and enough to put him back up into P7 as well. As we've just passed the halfway mark in this qualifying session. John leads the way over Tim Drags. That completes your front row. Madrick in P3 at the moment. Coming up towards the corkscrew now. Gets the car stopped. Oh, gets turned in through the corkscrew. Oh, huge moment for Madrick. Hits the inside wall there as we'll catch that one on the Next Level Racing action replay. Spins it once again coming out of the corner. And, not too sure. I think a little bit of lag involved there, potentially. But we have a look on the Next Level Racing action replay. As he approached the corkscrew, just looked like he broke himself a little bit. Ended up on that curb on the inside and just spat the car out in an awkward way into that wall there. So, not ideal for Madrick early on, or not so much early on, in the later stages of this session. As John's into the pit lane, Tim Drags closes that gap to John to just 6 hundredths. very, very close as Tim Drag sporting the Lightning Motorsport colours in tonight's Community Series race. As he comes through the corkscrew and manages to make it through cleanly, and he's 3/10 purple over John at this stage. Can he take this pole position from John as it stands? 3 minutes remaining, but John has taken a pit. Gets the car turned in for the final corner on the power, using all the available curving. Barrels down towards the start-finish line now. Crosses the line and does go purple by a 1/10.5 over John. What a lap from Tim Drags, but these guys aren't done yet. It's still ramping up here at Laguna Seca. As Killer sets a lap time worthy of P8 at the moment. As John is just starting his flying lap now. Hopefully has warmed up those tyres enough to set a representative lap time, hunt down for that pole position. At this stage, he should get 2 more laps in 2 minute 30 remaining on the clock. So, oh, he screwed up his lap potentially before it's even started. So we'll ride on board with him as he starts his lap through turn 1. Braking about the 3 board, gets it turned in. On the power early, but very patient as well. Gets the car turned in for turn 3. Using all of the available curving. Can't dip 2 wheels off. It eats away at your lap time. He is up on his personal best, but not purple. That's crucial at this stage of the lap. Into turn 5 now. Oh, misses the apex massively there. That might be the lap time done. Into turn 6, the fast kink. Just tap the brakes a little bit and get the car turned in and on the power as you head up the run, up the hill towards the corkscrew. On the brakes now, about the 300 foot board. Using all the curb on inside, outside. Be careful not to go over that line. Oh, a huge oversteer moment for John there. Gets the car turned in for turn 9. Into turn 10, the banking helps you keep your speed through the corner. Oh, runs a little bit wide, dips some wheels off. Think this lap might be a write-off so far, but he's going to get 1 more crack at it. 1 minute remaining on the clock. What's the lap time going to be? As he approaches the start-finish line, I doubt he's going to be up well and truly down. Let's see what happens on this lap. So Tim Drags will be the next driver to set a lap time, but he is down. So, what does that mean at this point of the session, I should say, as he approaches the final corner now? Gets the car stopped and turned in. I doubt he's going to go any quicker, judging the sector splits, but he'll get 1 more crack at it. Bum crack in P3 at the moment. Very good showing for the Kraken Esports team head honcho. And is, Boggs is going to get 1 more lap, and it's going to be tight for, who's that next to cross the line? It will be Killer. And, I think Killer, he's finished, I believe. He didn't end up getting that lap. It was very, very tight for Killer. Carbonboy will be the next one to cross the line. Running a little bit wide there, so on the approach towards the finish line. Does improve as well, Carbonboy. Unable to improve the position, however. But it will be John, which at this stage, we don't know whether he's purple, and he's a run-up towards... Oh, no, that's Tim Drags. It'll be John, who's just completed his lap, and he's unable to improve. But Tim Drags, I think he's got the pole position in the bag. Leverspiel goes into P4 there with a good lap time. But yeah, I think it'll be Tim Drags who takes pole position in this one. And just behind him it is Bumcrack, who is, I believe, on a representative lap by those sector splits. Approaches the finish line, unable to improve over John, and will have to settle for third position there, and just behind them it'll be Boggs, the last man to cross the line to end the session there. So that's how things line up in the qualifying session in this one. You there, Carbonboy?
I am here.
And what do we think of that session?
Can I just say that I'm not a fan of the Genesis and we leave it at that?
I think that's fair enough, Carbonboy. So, this is how our starting grid lines up in this one. Tim Drags gets the pole position with a 21.3. John, 27 TCT, takes P2, the second slot on the starting grid, with a 121.4, just a tenth and a bit away from Tim Drags. Bumcrack takes P3 in the Kraken Esports car. Boggs takes fourth for CP. Levingspiel in the Blacklight Ammo car takes P5. Mad Rick in P6. Kiwi Wolf in P7. Killiner Loose in 8th. And just after them, Carbonboy completes the grid lineup here tonight. So that's how things shape up at the moment, and we should be looking to get into our first 20-minute race momentarily. What do you think, Carbonboy?
Sounds good to me.
As the big red button has been clicked. Ready to go racing here in the Sector 1 Community Series.
Now the question is, there has been a traction control glitch in GT7. Who of the drivers will notice that their traction control might be on setting 3 for the start of the race?
As Geesh says it best, he thinks Carbonboy loves the Genesis. As the light sequence begins, 5 lights. They are out and racing here at Laguna Seca in the Genesis Community Series. It looks like, Bumcrack runs out of road there as Tim Drags, he holds the position into the first corner, but will it hold into turn 2? No, it won't. As John takes P1, as Boggs goes down the inside of Bumcrack there to take P3. And in the background, it looks like a little bit of push and shove, but everybody sorts himself out for now as they head towards turn 4. And these guys are Killer and Kiwi still side by side. Sorry, that's Madrick side by side through turn 4, but it all settles down towards turn 5 as John has really taken off already. Already got a 1 second gap over the rest of the field now. Tim Drags coming up behind with a 6/10 gap to Boggs in P3. And we see a move potentially with Levingspiel on Bumcrack. Oh, a little bit of contact there, but Bumcrack manages to hold on to it for now. Oh, as Levingspiel's gone! The Blacklight Ammo car is into the fence, into last position, as that will seal the deal here for Levingspiel. But as everybody else continues on, John holding his lead. That's cut down to just 7/10 as it stands. Tim Drags into P2, holding off from Boggs at the moment. It looks like Boggs, he's on a charge a little bit compared to Tim's. Oh, as Boggs very, very deep, very, very hot, but manages to hold his position for now. That could have ended in disaster there for Boggs, but the front 3, they've pretty much taken off from Bumcrack, Killer and Kiwi behind, so seems like we're starting to see 2 races starting to form already, and we're only on lap 2 in this 20-minute race. As we look further back as well, we see Kiwi holding off from Carbonboy, who is has a little bit of a gap to Madrick just behind him. As they head up the hill now towards... Oh, as Bumcrack runs wide, and he loses a position to Killer. Oh, 5 cars in very quick concession on the track. Into turn 9 now. Bumcrack holding off from the rookie, Kiwi Wolf. right up under his rear bumper, looks to the outside Kiwi, but there's no room there for him. Bumcrack holds the position to the final turn, but that makes him vulnerable as Kiwi looking for a move on Bumcrack, but Carbonboy's got him on the inside and pushing Bumcrack through the corner, and then tries a move around the outside. And now we see 4 cars massive. That's Maverick down the inside of Kiwi Wolf. Kiwi Wolf has lost 2 positions between the last and first turn. Carbonboy up into P6 now, just behind Killer, Bumcrack I should say. But now begs the question, what is Kiwi going to do to try and get back in front of Maverick? Looking back up front, things have spaced out just a little bit. John 27 TCT holding about looks like a 1.1 second gap over Tim Drags in P2 there. And we see Boggs in P3. Just outside
Bumcrack's had a moment. He's gone.
Uh-oh, Bumcrack into the wall at turn 6. We saw a couple of people have issues with turn 6 on Sunday, but looks like Bumcrack unable to tame the track in this first race. Maybe a bit of strategy at play, because remember, the second race is reverse grid. So there may be a little bit of strategy involved for Mr. Bumcrack here. So don't discount him just yet, as he falls behind Livenspiel, who is catching up to the back of the pack as well, marginally. I mean, 6 seconds, but anything can happen. These back, I was about to say 4, but it is a back 3 now. Even though it's spread out just a little bit, they are sort of holding each other up here. As Carbonboy starting to chase down Killer as well. The gap currently 1.6 seconds. Oh, as Kiwi runs wide. A little bit, dropping 2 wheels off. Not going to help his pursuit for Maverick. Once again through turn 4. Having a very tough time trying to keep the Red Mist Green Beacon Genesis between the white lines. But continues on now. 1.3 second gap to Maverick. That gap to Livenspiel already down to 4.6 seconds. 2 seconds lost just in the first half of the lap. As the gaps pretty much remain the same with the front 3 at the moment. These guys just running their own race. Probably running it to a number at the moment. Just trying to maybe think about the 1 stop or the 2 stop. Maybe not the 2 stop. I meant to say 1 stop or no stop. We've seen a couple of people in the other community races that we've seen. It's either the 1 stop or the no stop. You don't really see many 2 stoppers in these kinds of races. It's a short, snappy style of race. So usually just the 1 tyre change is all that's warranted for these kinds of races. But as it stands, Killer on the loose, 1.2 seconds ahead of Carbonboy as we approach the halfway mark. Just 6.5 minutes into this race at the moment. And that gap down to 1 second now. As all, Killer on the loose runs a little bit wide. That leaves him vulnerable to Carbonboy, who's now just 7/10 behind the Bacchus Datsun driver at the moment. And now right up under the rear bumper. Carbonboy tries around the outside at the corkscrew, but that's never going to work. And Killer runs very deep and he's off the road. Outbroke himself there, the Datsun driver. As we have a look on the next level racing action replay, as Killer also is going to lose the position to Maverick. Gets shuffled out a little bit wide. And we'll have to say, oh, they say, oh, Wolf, God. Touches that curb, a little tire on the dirt, and he's ended up in the gravel. And that's going to leave him in P8 at the moment. Not great for the Green Beacon driver. But as we have a look on the next level racing action replay, what happened with it? Killer on the loose. On the run up to the corkscrew, Carbonboy tried the outside line. Killer just outbroke himself and couldn't get the car stopped and had to take to the gravel trap at the end of the corkscrew. As John, he's now stretched his legs a little bit. 3 seconds to Tim Drags behind, who is also edged out over 2 seconds over Boggs IR in Pre3 at the moment. It's Carbonboy inherited P4 now, and has a bit of a charge if he wants to get back into the podium places, but looking good at the moment, isn't it, Carbonboy?
Yeah, qualifying didn't go well, but the race has certainly gone a lot better for me.
You've already gained 5 positions, which is pretty alright.
Well, to be fair, some of them have been handballed straight to me, so I can't claim too much credit for that. But hey, any free position is a good position as far as I'm concerned, so...
Coming up on the halfway
will
mark, you
certainly
reckon you
take
can
it.
hold it?
I'll try my best.
As Madrick is hunting Carbonboy down now, 2.6 seconds the gap. As Killer, he's trying to claw his way back into the highs where he was this race. Currently in P6, lost a couple of positions due to his mishap at the corkscrew. However, he continues on at 4 now. As yellow flags. That is Carbonboy. What's happened, Carbonboy?
I binned it. Turn 2, she got a little bit happy under throttle, and well, I've managed to keep it facing in the right direction.
That was a very long.
There was a lot of question marks over that for a bit, but yeah, so far so good. That's alright, at least I get to chase some drivers now. There was no way I was going to catch that top 3, so...
As we see Robert Rice in the chat, he says, Seca is more than a race, it's an adventure. Absolutely, you go wandering through the desert if you get one of those corners wrong. I mean, not as much as Willow Springs, but there's definitely some desert to explore. But Madrick, he was P8 a couple of laps ago, and all of a sudden he's in P4. Look at this for the Hooncorp driver. And I believe he is dropping Killer on the loose a little bit. Last time we checked that gap, 1.8. Now down to 2.4. So if you can keep this up, looking good for a P4 finish. The front 3 have absolutely 2.7 seconds ahead of Tim Drags, and who is personally 3.8 seconds ahead of Boggs IR, who is having a very tough time down at turn 6. Manages to hold on to it for now. As we might just ride on board with Boggs for a lap. Let's see how this goes for him. Into turn 9 now. Gets the car turned in. Into turn 10, and as we said in qualifying, the banking allows you to keep as much speed through the corner as possible. Into the final turn now. Gets the car turned in, takes on the sausage. Brilliantly done from the CP driver. Barrels down towards the start-finish line now. And into turn 1, it's just a slight left-hander. Now the first major braking zone is turn 2. And it's a double apex corner really. It's more 2 corners in 1. But he gets on the power into turn 3, braking where the gravel trap starts, gets it turned in, straddling the sausage a little bit, and on the power using as much of the curve available, and into turn 4, more or less the same. Lots of steering input, just trying to battle the understeer of the car. Into turn 5, braking about the 200 yard board or foot. I'm not even sure what it is, what unit of measurement the boards are in, but he broke it the second one. Into turn 6 now, more or less the same. Quick tap of the brakes on the throttle. Doesn't take on the sausage this time. And into the corkscrew. Taking a very, very wide line into the corner, opening up that inside line. Switches it through, and that's how you do it. Into turn 9 I should say, for the 9th time, and into turn 10 once again. Final corner, braking about that 2 board, gets it turned in, and on the power, and that is a lap of Laguna Seca brought to you by Boggs. As we see Levenspiel, he's caught back up to the back of Killer as well, who is catching Madrick at this point. So anything could happen. We have a battle brewing, and Carbonboy isn't that far behind either. 1.7 seconds as it stands. As they come into turn 2 now, Levenspiel 9/10 behind Killer on the loose, who is at 1.4 seconds behind Madrick now. We have a battle pack forming very, very soon. As we see Kiwi, Wolf and Bumcrack both fighting it out at the moment for last spot honours. But the Black Light Ammo car, after the lap 1 or lap 2 disaster, has crawled his way back up into the mid-pack positions. And he's got to run on Killer, who's really struggling through that turn 6. Can Killer get done twice through the corkscrew? Yes, he does. Oh, there might be a little bit of contact there from Killer, but Levenspiel, I would imagine that would come with a penalty potentially. I don't think he's gotten one as per the contact. However, Killer might have to... he's just conceded, but now it's Carbonboy looking around the outside of Killer. Can't quite get it done. Looking for the switchback. But Killer's got the slipstream from Levenspiel. Killing the loose. Cuts the nose of Carbonboy. And into turn 1, or turn 2 now. Killer loose! Oh my goodness! That was very, very tough. But Carbonboy goes through. Oh. And Killer still looking to try and get the move done. As Levenspiel now gets it down the inside of Killer, who runs a little bit wide, drops 2 wheels off. And now Killer's dropped down to P7, Levenspiel back up to P6. This is some good racing we see going. And now it looks like Killer's going to try around the outside. Can't quite get it done. Not enough banking to attempt that move there as they head on the run up to turn 6. And Killer running very wide, he's gone! Off the track. Oh dear. Manages to hold on to it though. But now it's between Killer on the Carbonboy and Levenspiel, which is a bit of a gap between the two. 1.6 seconds as it stands.
Oh, Madrick's gone off.
Oh, Madrick's gone! Carbonboy up into P4. Oh my goodness, it's the 4th place curse. Oh, it's Madrick's. No, that's yeah, Madrick. He's still having issues with that car. Gets reset back on track, I believe.
Oh, he's having a bad time.
Oh dear. As Killer has a moment as well. We've had the P3 curse that was plaguing majority of last season in Sector 1. But now it's the P4 curse. Whoever's
I think it has shifted a little further down the grid, to be honest. I think you're right. It's the curse of P4, and I find myself back there now, and I'm sort of wondering if I really want to be here.
Now that I'm thinking, I can't quite remember whether it was the P3 curse or the P4 curse. I think it was the P4 curse, and it's just returning later down the line. If anybody in the comments can remember whether it's the P3 curse or the P4 curse that I'm remembering from last season, please fill us in. But I think it was the P4 curse. Particularly that Division 3 race, well, the Division 3 and Division 1 race at, what's it called, St. Croix. I think everyone that was in P4 spun out or crashed in both the races, so pretty funny stuff, history repeating itself. Don't spin, Carbonboy, no pressure.
I'll be trying, don't worry about that, I'll be trying.
Trying to spin?
Trying not to.
As you see, Madrick and Bumcrack 7/10 at the moment, the closest battle on track at the moment. And Madrick into turn 2 now. Bumcrack unable to get past at the moment. Just for Bumcrack, he's been in a couple of incidents towards the start of this race, and he's started P3, but now he finds himself towards the back, and oh, a very opportunistic move for Bumcrack, gets it through at turn 4. What a move from Bumcrack. As well, have a look at the Next Level Racing action replay at what happened turn 2 a couple of laps ago between Killer on the Loose and Livingerspiel. So, Killer on the Loose, he just came in a little bit hot, a little bit of contact with the black light driver, but keep themselves honest, and as it is at the moment, Carbonboy P4, Livingerspiel P5, and Killer in P6. But Bumcrack starting to stretch his legs just the slightest of bits over Madrick. 7.5 tenths, 9 tenths as Madrick really screwing up turn 10 there. Into the final corner now. That gap over a second. That means Madrick's outside of slipstream range, but manages to crawl his way back into the 1 second mark. Heading down towards turn 9 now. As we see John, he's got a 10-second gap over Tim Drags also. So, I mean, just massive gap at this point. Really showing his class in this Community Series race. Tim Drags also has a 10-second gap over Boggs, who also has a 10-second gap over Carbonboy in P4. It's very spaced out at the front, but it's not over yet. As there's 50 seconds left on the clock, so depending whether Carbonboy and Livingerspiel get back to the finish line, depends whether this battle might have a chance to ignite. That stands 2.2 seconds. As Mr. Bumcrack has extended that gap to 2.5 seconds over Madrick at the moment. So Bumcrack, it was a matter of time before he made his way past. But here's the question: who's going to get another lap? Killer on the Loose will Bumcrack. It's going to be tight. He will. And so will Madrick. The only finisher will be Kiwi Wolf on lap number 14. And he will cross the line in P9 as it ends there for Kiwi Wolf. But that means he will be on pole position for race number 2. John 27 TCT. 12 and a bit seconds in hand. What a magnificent drive for this first 20-minute race. It's thoroughly deserved it. From P2 on the grid, he crosses the line. John 27 TCT takes P1 for the Brocky 05 Sim Racing Genesis. The Lightning car comes around the final corner. And he'll be 13 seconds behind, but it doesn't matter. It's still a P2. Tim Drags takes P2 in the Lightning car. Boggs IR rounding the final corner now, sporting the CP colours, the number 47 as it says on the windshield. Barreling down towards the start-finish line will take a respectable podium, P3 for Boggs. Carbonboy, the Obsession car, will take P4 in the orange wheels. P5 it will be Livingerspiel. And P6 between Bumcrack and Killer, it's still raging. It looks like Bumcrack's going to get Killer here at the final corner. They're neck and neck. Bumcrack crosses the line in P6, Killer in P7 in the Datsun colours, and Madrick will take P8. And that's how everything lines up after race 1 here in the Sector 1 Community Series. What a race that was. The action just kept coming.
I've got to say, I'm fairly impressed with this may sound kind of weird. I was impressed with the quality of driving. Now, okay, there was a few errors going on in a few off-track excursions, but the sportsmanship and the etiquette in that race, at least from what I saw, was pretty on point. I'm very happy with what I saw.
Yeah, lots of racing room was respected. We only saw a couple of argy-bargies, and they weren't very bad argy-bargies, which is always good to see. No major incidents resulting from contacts, which is we always like to see, and everything that was a little bit unfair sorted itself out in the end, which is lovely to see in these kinds of races. But now, coming right up, normally we would go for an intermission, but because we've only got 9 drivers in today's grid, I think that we should be able to get them up and racing in no time at all. So,
Relatively no time. I still do need to set the grid manually.
Yeah. I have faith in you, Carbonboy.
That makes one of us. All right, so just waiting for the lobby to boot up. Now I need to set the grid, and I need everybody to tick in so I can do that.
Looking like a very, very interesting race number 2 coming right up. As it's reverse grid, of course. Have I forget to mention that? I only said it a couple of times. But going to be a very, very interesting race. As we saw Sean very, very dominant in that first race. Can he back it up in race number 2 with the reverse grid? Last to first challenge, potentially. I don't think we've seen the last to first actually happen in a community race this season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Noodles may have done it. I think Noodles... Oh, did Noodles do it at Brands Hatch? I'm thinking he might have. But he didn't do it at Daytona because the Nick guy got it, didn't he? In the Lightning car, I believe. On the line, it was neck and neck. And we didn't have one at Interlagos. Oh, did Goat do it at... I don't even know. As we're just waiting on one driver to tick in before we start this race. Wait, have you set it reverse grid or forward grid?
I've set the grid manually, and I'm waiting for him to tick in so I can actually include him in the...
Yeah.
There we go, he has ticked in, so just give
okay.
me 1 minute because this is not the most intuitive of things. So the grid will be Kiwi, Madrick, Killer, Bumcrack, Levenspiel,
That's so fun to say.
then myself, then Boggs, old mate Timmy, and then John. Right, I actually have that correct.
I think G just said it right here, guys. I think he's finally clued in, guys. I think it's going to be reverse grid. I'm not too sure. Is it reverse grid, Carbonboy? I can't quite tell, eh?
Well, technically no. It's grid set by host. So technically no.
Technically no. Okay, as the big red button should be clicked soon, or the big orange button, because Carbonboy likes orange, if you guys didn't know already.
Nah, really? Nah.
That's the Sector 1 comms box law.
P.S. Good doc. My sincere apologies, but you should have known it was going to happen.
It was bound to happen eventually, surely.
Alright, let's go. Turn 1.
As here we're about to get underway with a race number 2 in the Sector 1 Community Series. As the light sequence begins, 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 lights. They are out and away we go, racing once again here at Laguna Seca. As Kiwi Wolf, he's under threat from Ramadrick, who gets him into turn 2. As Bumcrack, Carbonboy gets his nose in the door, but there, as Bumcrack spun around. Carbonboy, I'm not too sure about that one, but...
hey, I held my track position as far as I was concerned.
But as it stands, Madrick P1, Kiwi Wolf in P2. As they continue on, but Killer of the Louv's up into P3. And John 27 TCT from P9 up into P4 already. As he's under threat from Tim Drags, and Tim Drags takes the position into turn 6. As Boggs just showing the nose in the background there, but turn 6 is not the place you want to overtake, and wisely backs out there. As they approach the corkscrew for the first time, Tim Drags holds off from John on the first time around the corkscrew. Levenspiel in P7. But Maverick holds the P1 on the first lap, barring any move from Kiwi Wolf into the final corner. We do not see a move, but he might get him on the switchback, right up under the rear wing. The two green cars leading the way, the Hooncorp driver in Maverick, just ahead of the Green Beacon Red Mist driver of Kiwi Wolf. Into turn 2 now. Could we see a move? Defensive from Maverick. Kiwi Wolf around the outside. Can he get it done? That's a very brave move, but cannot. Oh, he's got it done anyway because Maverick's just driven himself off the road. Oh dear, that's disaster for Maverick. But Kiwi Wolf gets P1 now, and Killer just behind in P2. John's on a charge though, 4 seconds to the leaders. So we have a look at the Next Level Racing action replay of what happened to Maverick. He just sort of oversteered on the exit of turn 2 and just went to go have a look at the pit lane. As we see, Tim Drags closely following behind John 27 TCT on the run up towards the corkscrew for the second time in race number 2. Gets the car stopped, turned in, Killer a little bit wide. Oh, as Tim Drags is gone! Very, very similar incident to what we saw with Livenspiel on race number 1, but he drops all the way to the back of the pack, potentially getting overtaken by Maverick as well. As we have a look at the Next Level Racing action replay at what happened there for Tim Drags. Looks like, yeah, he just got stuck up on that curb, then it spun him to the inside and flooded that inside wall. But we see a battle
It's
going.
Getting pretty spicy between Bumcrack and Levenspiel down the main straight into turn 1.
As Killer and John are battling. It's Boggs and Bumcrack and Levenspiel that are going at it. But Killer, he's all up under the rear wing of John 27 TCT. And after race 1, could you have written it like this? As there's 4 seconds to Kiwi Wolf at the moment. Killer on the loose, just holding on to P3 for now. But Boggs under a lot of threat from Levenspiel as Levenspiel pulls to the inside into turn 6.
Oh, that's brave.
Can he get the move done?
Brave.
He does get it done. What a move by Levenspiel, and that leaves Boggs
very
under
opportunistic
threat.
as well.
Sends it down the inside. Bumcrack gets it pulled up. Barely no. Oh, that's huge contact.
Oh, was there a tap there?
I think there was a lot of tapping, but Bumcrack ends up facing the wrong way at the exit of the corkscrew and can't get it faced the right way, unfortunately. We'll have a look. Next Level Racing action replay, and we'll slow it down as well. It looked like Bumcrack, he ran deep and then a little bit of contact with the black light ammo car, and it was a Constantina effect, and it just sort of held up Boggs, who had no time to react there, and ran up the back of Bumcrack and sent him wide. Unfortunately, rather unfortunate incident there, but for Bumcrack, that's pretty much race number 2 written off in very unfortunate circumstances. But as it stands, 1.7 gap to... Oh, as Kiwi Wolf drives off the road! Oh dear! John will inherit the lead of the race. Into P1 he goes. But Kiwi Wolf, what has happened there? Oh my. As we have a look on the Next Level Racing action replay at that one. And oh dear, coming into turn 5 and he just drove off the road. Oh dear, disaster for the Red Mist driver. But John back into the lead of the race, and he's already got a 4-second lead over Killer on the loose. And we're only on lap 4. So I don't mean to speak too soon, but I think John 27 TCT might go back to back, last to first in 4 laps. Holy moly. But as it stands, Levenspiel is in P3 podium place. The black light ammo car holding the podium position as it stands, with a Boggs in the CP colours under threat from the Obsession Motorsports car. Gets it down the inside. Can he hold it around the outside? I'm not too sure. The outside turns to the inside. Boggs defends the position, but now Carbonboy under a lot of pressure from Drags.
I unfortunately did give Mr. Boggs a bit of a tap there, so thought I'd best just get off the throttle and let him have that one.
Nice to see Carbonboy as they come into turn 5. Tim Drags right up under the rear bumper of Carbonboy as they head towards turn 6 now. Need to nail the exit on the run up towards the corkscrew. It looks like Tim Drags doesn't quite do so. Won't be able to mount a move on Carbonboy into the corkscrew on this lap. Through the corkscrew now. Holding on to their positions at single file this time. And into turn 10. Getting a little bit hazy out there on track at the moment.
I was just about to mention, I wonder if anyone's noticed the change of weather conditions.
Yeah, visibility is a little bit poor in race number 2. As Livingspiel just holding out over Boggs for now. 1.3 seconds. Carbonboy tries 2 for 2. A little bit of a tap on Boggs, but goes through into P4. As they come through turn 3 now. The run towards turn 4, still a bumper to bumper, these guys. A little bit of push and shove, but Boggs under threat from Tim Drags now. Into turn 5, tries around the outside, sweeps all the way around. What a move from Tim Drags to go around the outside at turn 5 on Boggs. Let's have a look at that one. That's on the impressive. Next Level Racing Action replay. He just got the run, threw it down the outside, and knew that he could brake later, and just swept it around the outside. Easily done, or made it look easy, I should say. Not a move, not an easy move to execute, but that means that Carbonboy is now under a lot of pressure from Tim Drags, who we know is a fast operator. He got the pole position for race 1. So he's not going to be slouching about, trying to find his way, and he can see the podium just ahead. P2 to P5 is about to ramp up big time, as these drivers are ramping up their pace as well. Livingspiel just only 4 tenths to Carbonboy behind in the black light ammo car. Killer on the loose, not far up the road either. 6.5 tenths to Livingspiel now. And that's the podium as it stands, but within a second we have 4 cars all fighting for the podium here. All potentially getting to do so. As Killer's scored! Oh dear! That's horrendous! Oh, as he slots back in behind Carbonboy. And Tim Drags chucks it down the inside as well, gets through at turn 5. But still, even though the positions have changed, these guys are still as close as they were. Oh, his Killer's gone again! A little bit of a commentator's curse there, but Boggs goes through on Killer. Single file once again on lap 7 as we have a look at the Next Level Racing Action replay. See if we can catch what happened to Killer there through turn 4. No, we can't quite. I think he just ran wide, dipped 2 wheels off, and he was gone. But as it stands, Carbonboy looking to try and find a way past Livingspiel, but he's gonna... Oh, it's a drag race down towards turn 2.
Around the outside of the final turn, if you don't mind. Uh-oh, that means he's got the ins. Oh, this is not going to be good. 3
wide potentially. No, Carbonboy holds it around the outside. Can he wrap it around the outside? No, he can't. The black light ammo car just runs him out of road, and through goes Tim Drags up into P2. Silverstone 2022.
Tail end of
anybody?
APR Motorsport Genesis got a bit happy there, and unfortunately in my little side-to-side movements I may have had a bit of a tap with Levenspiel, so get off the gas, let him have it. But Livingspiel is not giving up soon, but Tim Drags runs wide. That's going to say, contact! Oh, that's not gone well.
As Carbonboy tries around the outside. Oh my goodness, huge contact. Oh dear, it's all kicking off. The gloves are off for these guys. And Boggs goes through on both of them. Both Livingspiel and Tim Drags. as Tim Drags concedes the position, but oh, as we see Killer in the Loose in the background, oh, massive moment, good save from the Datsun car, but it's all kicking off, oh my goodness, as we catch that on the Next Level Racing action replay now, as Tim Drags, turn 6, bumper to bumper, door to door, and then ran wide deep into the corkscrew and a little bit of contact with Livenspiel as these guys head towards turn 3 now. The only person who's really lost out there is Tim Drags himself, from P2 down to P5, as Boggs up into the podium places once again. P3 in race 1, potentially a P3 in race number 2 as well. But Carbonboy, the Obsession Motorsports driver with the orange wheels, enough to make a grown man vomit as soon as they see it. But P2, as they head down towards the corkscrew once again. It didn't work out last time for Livenspiel and Tim Drags, but they keep it civil this time round. 7.5 minutes on the clock, approaching the 2/3 mark. As John 27C, he's got 20 seconds on the rest of the field. So
he has definitely checked out.
He's definitely put his foot down and he's gone on a bit of an adventure all alone. He could stop, do some donuts at the final corner and still win this race, I reckon.
Don't encourage him. As I may have had a little bit of an off-track excursion at that final turn, picked up a little bit of dirt in the tyres, and I now have a... Yep, off you go. Go on, Bog. Go on. Through you go. There we are.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Order has been restored.
As we have a look at the Next Level Racing action replay at Carbonboy's mishap. Running a little bit wide, and then Boggs just sort of easily overtook. Oh, as he runs a little bit wide as well.
Yeah, it's easy to do. You run a little bit wide, you pick up some dirt on the tyres, and your next couple of corners are just absolute rubbish, and there's nothing you can do about it.
As we're 6 minutes left to go in this race. Looking very, very good at the moment for Boggs, Carbonboy, and... oh! Huge moment from Livenspiel in the background there. Let's catch that slide on the Next Level Racing action replay. And what happened there, as he came into the final corner, he just had a massive oversteer moment. And, oh, managed to hold on to it there, luckily for Livenspiel. As Carbonboy and Boggs still battling it out. The battle for P2 is not over just yet, as Tim Drags is putting in his application for the spot as well. Very, very tight battling going on and continuing into the final 5 minutes of this race. Bumper to bumper stuff once again around Laguna Seca. The magic of this track is that there's not many places to overtake, so the pressure builds up, builds up, builds up until somebody makes a move, and all the pressure is released just like a pimple. As, oh, Tim Drags tries around the outside, not the place to do it, can't get it done there, but this is what I'm talking. Oh, he's gone in the background. Tim Drags, massive oversteer moment, and he's lost the position to Livenspiel. As we catch that one on the Next Level Racing action replay too. Tries around the outside at the corkscrew. No room on the outside. And then on the exit, oh, it looks like he's just lit up the throttle a bit too much. And that's ended with him down in P5, under threat from Killer on the Loose as well. As this battle for P2 still raging on between Boggs and Carbonboy. And
Can't go making it easy for him, can I?
Womble is in chat. I'm not too sure. You don't really understand this, but we're not at Brands Hatch. Sorry to break it to you, Womble. It's definitely a bit dry for Brands Hatch. A drier afternoon at Brands Hatch. But Carbonboy got the run on Boggs now into the corkscrew. Can't get it done on this occasion.
Yeah, not going to lie, the corkscrew is not my optimal place for overtaking. I'm just going to see if I can scare him a little bit.
But Carbonboy down the inside at turn 10. Can't quite get it done. The door closes quicker than it stayed open. But now he's going to have the slipstream all the way down the back straight here on Boggs with just 2 minutes remaining or 3 minutes remaining in this one. The battle, there's not much time left to get the move done. Into the braking zone now, gets the car turned in. And Carbonboy just trying to pursue Boggs in the CP Genesis. A little bit of a moment for Carbonboy, holds on to it. As Livingspiel, he's in P4 at the moment, a little bit of no man's land at the moment, but this battle between Boggs and Carbonboy, if it rages on, that might just bring him back into things. 1.8 seconds currently, the gap, but I would imagine that to come down in the next couple of laps, depending on how spicy that battle ahead gets.
Oh, it's going to get spicy.
As Carbonboy goes through on Boggs as well. Poor exit from Boggs at turn 6, and it's left invulnerable for Carbonboy to slip through at the corkscrew. And through turn 9 and into 10, that gap going up and up and up as time goes on. But Livingspiel being brought back into things, 1 second the gap. Boggs is in trouble here. If he can't be looking forward anymore, as he's going to have to start looking behind, as Livingspiel has eyes for the CP car. As we ride on board with Livingspiel now, there'll be one lap after this as well. Into third gear, gets the car turned in. Now to turn 3. 8 tenths the gap. Little bit of a moment, but he's lost touch a little bit. Oh, as Boggs misses the apex entirely and loses out a tenth or two through there. And into turn 5 now. Gets the car turned in. Uses the sausage to rotate the car mid-corner. And into turn 6 now. Staying well away from that curb. Up towards the corkscrew. Braking at the 3 board. Gets turned in. On the power early. Hunting for this podium place here, Livingspiel. Will make the good doctor happy to see the Blacklight Ammo Community Series car on the podium once again. Into the final braking zone. Oh, very, very opportunistic move. Was never really open. I think it was more of a reaction to late braking rather than a legitimate move. But this will be the final lap here. As looking up, we see John. Oh, Killer will be the first finish here, actually, as Madrick will finish as well on lap number 14. And Bumcrack, he's had a disappointing race number 2. Won't be too happy with that. But he's approaching turn number 10 now. And he will have to claim the last spot in race number 2, unfortunately. The Kraken Esports driver. He's leading Division 3, but I guess you could use the excuse that we didn't drive the Group 3 at Laguna Seca in the main series, so he's not really accustomed to it. But John 27C, with a 30-second lead, will take P1 in this one, as the battle for P2 and P3 is still raging on. I think Boggs is going to hold on to the final podium place, but it will be Carbonboy, who, despite everything, will come home with an unlikely P2.
Mate, I am just as surprised as you are.
On the barrel down towards the finish line. He'll take P2 on the Obsession car. Boggs will take the final spot of the podium, and Livenspiel will take P4. And it'll be Tim Drags who comes home in a P5, the last man to cross the finish line. See the checkers. And that concludes everything from the Community Series tonight. Oh, wow. Mega racing action.
That was good fun. That was a lot of fun.
It looked fun.
That had elements of my battle with Black Project from last week in it with Boggsy there, and who else do we have? There was Tim Drags, there was Levenspiel. Just the whole race, I was chasing someone or being chased by someone. That was a lot of fun.
So this is how they line up in race number 2. It's John 27 TCT who goes back to back in the Community Series with the fastest lap of a 21.2. Magnificent job for John. Dominant afternoon, and he's come away with both the wins. But Carbonboy takes P2 with the oranged wheel machine, and Boggs in P3 in the CF colours. Levenspiel P4 in the black light ammo car. Tim Drags in the lightning car takes P5. Killer in P6 in the Dadson car. Madrick in 7th in the Hooncorp entry. Bumcrack finished in P8, and the one retirement was Kiwi Wolf, who retired due to some ECU issues down at the Red Mist garage. So that's everything from the results side of things. So now we got to talk about the conversation for driver of the day. Now, I think I'm gonna have to give my driver of the day definitely to you, Carbonboy. P4 and P2. That's a brilliant showing in the Obsession Motorsport colours.
Oh, thank you. I'm flattered. Obviously, I could give myself the driver of the day nomination, but I'm pretty sure I would cop no end of ribbing for it whenever I jump into a group chat in the future, so I'm going to refrain from doing that. Kind of hard to... I mean, it was a dominant performance from John, winning both races, doing last to first, and then clearing out from me by nearly 30 seconds. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to, for the combined races, I might give my driver of the day nomination to Boggs. I think he performed very well in both races. Good hard racing, clean driving as well. Yeah,
Came home with a double podium. Not too many complaints from Boggs, eh?
No. Certainly not a bad day out for him.
Absolutely. And in the chat, we have a lot of submissions for driver of the day for Carbonboy. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe you've got driver of the day 2 weeks in a row here, Carbonboy. How have you done that?
Wait, what? What do you mean 2 weeks in a row?
Well, at Watkins, you got driver of the day.
For real?
In the Community Series, yeah.
I am very much not aware of that.
Because Woodsy and Karen and Diabolus all gave you driver of the day.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. Cool. I didn't know about that until now. Right. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thoroughly enjoyed that. So to anyone who's sitting out there watching the stream and thinking, should I get involved? Highly recommend it. That's a lot of fun.
I mean, I think my hard drive has some issues with all the next level racing action replays I had to save after that one. Let me count the amount of replays that we had for that series. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. 18 next level racing
Wow.
action replays here tonight.
That's some spicy racing.
In 40 minutes.
Nice.
Also, if you haven't already, make sure you like the video. And if you want to get in on the action, I think Carbonboy already said this, but join the Discord server and make sure to join our community events channel and register your interest and come and join the grid. It's open to everyone, part of the community. So if you want to try your hand and be on stream, just come along to the Sector 1 Discord and give it all a go. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. You heard it from Carbonboy, who just had a mega battle the entire duration of both races. So, community series is always a lot of fun. And thanks for showing up, everybody. It's always good to see the numbers when we join, when we hold these events. And even though it's not competitive, it's just a good night of racing, and we love to see everybody showing up and supporting the favourite drivers and up-and-coming new generation of Sector 1, potentially. So, yeah, that's everything I've got to say for tonight. What about you, Carbonboy?
Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all the drivers for coming along. And we hope to see you again in another couple of weeks when we fire up the community series again. Also, we hope to see you again this weekend for Group B, being Divisions 4 and 2. For their round 7 here at Laguna Seca.
Absolutely, very excited for that one. I mean, I'm not too confident for that race, but should be a fun race. I love me some good old Laguna Seca racing. That's Lenocis and Carbonboy signing off for the Sector 1 Community Series Round 4 here at Laguna Seca WeatherTech Raceway. And we'll catch you all, as Carbonboy said, next Sunday. Please tune in. It's going to be a wonderful night of racing action. So see you all then. Catch you, everybody, and bye.